Hello and welcome back to my channel. So guys, it's another TikTok video, guys. So I came across this video, guys. We have this black American woman who's residing in UK. According to her story, like it's like every time people recognizes her accent, like she's American, people like go like okay, America, guns, America this, America that, like she, according to what she's saying in the video, it's like she's fighting for her life, trying to defend America. So let's just get into the video, listen to her, and then we shall talk from here.
Y'all, as an American living in London, I'm really fighting for my life out here, trying to defend America. I cannot tell you guys how many times someone has heard my accent and realized I'm from America, and they're like, oh, America seems cool, but I would never move there because y'all have too many guns and y'all get shot every single day. Which, to be fair, is a valid point, but I'm like, I don't know if I've just become so desensitized to the rampant gun violence in America that I'm just like, okay, like it's not that deep, which is horrible because it 100% is that deep. But I'm just like, I'm shocked. Like literally all Americans are known for overseas, because this hasn't just happened in London. This has happened in quite a few other countries as well. Everyone just, when they think of America, they think of guns. America is synonymous with guns. And I'm just like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what to say, because we also don't know what's going on. Like we don't know why our politicians are putting profits over lives. Like nobody knows what's going on. And I just feel like every single time somebody comments on it, I'm just like, dang, like America has so much more to it. But to be fair, like there is a huge gun violence problem. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. Like I'm running out of things to say, ways to defend America. I feel like patriotic Patty. And I really want to say, give America a chance. Like, yes, there's a lot of gun violence, but there's so many other things that America has to offer. But like that's an issue. Like nobody wants to visit a country and be worried for their life. Like this is so bad, and I generally just don't know what to say anymore.
And yeah, that is the video, guys. So honestly, my own piece on this, guys, personally, I used to think of America as, like one of this nice, beautiful, America was my thing. Like I used to dream America. Thanks to TikTok, guys. Thanks to TikTok, guys, I have known so many things about America that I could have never known until maybe I got there or something. Yeah, so if you ask me if I would love to, move and stay in the US, maybe on the part of, making this, but otherwise, it's 50-50. Yeah, so guys, when this video was posted on TikTok, guys, people stitched this video, people responded to this video. So let's just get into the stitches and leave your thoughts in the comments section below.
They're like, oh, America seems cool, but I would never move there because y'all have too many guns.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? The closest comparison I can think of from my lifetime is apartheid in South Africa. I still remember when there was apartheid in South Africa. And if you don't know what that means, it's segregation. There was literally signs, for example, that would say whites only beach. And if you were a South African traveling abroad, that was all people knew your country for. And that was the question they wanted to ask you. How can you have a country like this? And of course, some South Africans would be like, I don't agree with it. It's completely wrong. And other South Africans would be like, well, this is just the way our country works. It works for us. You shouldn't judge it, and so on. But then, of course, eventually that got dismantled.
America seems cool, but I would never move there because y'all have too many guns and y'all get shot every single day.
The turning point for me for when the US became a country that I might want to visit or potentially live in one day, to a country that you couldn't pay me to step foot in, was when I was having a conversation with a friend and she mentioned a school shooting that had happened recently. And I had never even heard about it. And that wasn't because I don't keep up with US news or politics. It was simply because there are currently so many shootings in the US that the news had already moved on. I hadn't even had a chance to hear about a school shooting because there had already been another shooting that was currently getting reported on. And when you are at the point as a country where there are so many shootings, multiple a day, where you can't even have the chance to keep up with them, you have a problem. At this point, guns can no longer be said as any sort of solution to gun violence or any sort of protection. It's essentially an oxymoron, because I can guarantee you that when children are getting slaughtered in their school, they're not exactly thinking about how much protection that gun's offering them. All they're thinking about is if they're going to get shot between their eyes like their classmate just did.
here trying to defend America.
National pride is one of the biggest illusions that mankind has ever engaged in. It's a huge misconception that you have to defend the place that you're from, even though it's like a piece of shit, because you don't. If the place you're from sucks, say it sucks. If it sucks but you can fix it, say it sucks but you can fix it. If it sucks and you can't fix it, leave. You don't need to stay. There's nothing tying you to where you're from. I mean, family maybe, but like even that, they're still going to be there when you leave. Object permanence is a real thing. Like just because you don't see them anymore doesn't mean they're not there. And even if you love the place, it can still suck. You can still love things that suck. I mean, look at more than 90% of the relationships out there. A lot of sucky people, but still being loved somehow. You do not need to defend America. You do not need to defend any place that's created by imaginary borders. I hung out with this girl from Romania once, and she hated Romania. Like, with every bone in her body, she thought it was the most horrible, disgusting place ever. Guess where she's at now? Fucking Romania. She went back there a few years ago, and she's still there. I mean, she probably hates the place, but that's just where she wants to be. This goes for all countries, not just America. I don't care how shitty it is. I don't care how shitty people talk about it. You do not need to defend it. I live in Germany. Germany has positives and negatives. And if somebody says, yeah, Germany has this shitty thing, I go, yeah, it does. If it's shitty, it's shitty. Fucking hide from the truth. What if you're a shitty person? You change it, right? The only difference between being a shitty person and being in a shitty place is that you can leave the shitty place. I prefer you don't leave your person. Change it. You can change being a shitty person. Everybody can. But having to defend America, like, nah. That's actually why it's not changing, because everybody's trying to defend it. Like, you can't name all the shitty things about America and at the end go, yeah, but it's still the greatest country on earth, because it's not. That's an excuse. That's an excuse to be lazy and not change the shitty stuff. Same as a person. Like, imagine that shitty trait as a person. If somebody's always late, right? And every time they're late, they go, oh, I'm always late. Like, you're just a shitty person. Stop being late. It's not hard to not be late. If you just excuse it by, yeah, I'm the late person. Like, no, you're an asshole. Be there on time. Ban assault weapons. And again, and if you can't do either one of those things, leave. Well, if you're a late person, don't leave. You just got here. You're late, so we need to use as much time as we can.
Shot every single day.
After there was a major mass shooting at my university, I remember talking with a friend who said that she was afraid to be at Virginia Tech because she was afraid of another shooting happening. I tried to console her with some kind of lightning doesn't strike the same place twice argument, saying statistically this won't happen again at Virginia Tech or it won't happen to you. 2 years later, she was shot and killed, along with her boyfriend, a good friend of mine, by some wacko with a gun who has never been found. Why am I telling you this depressing story? What's very interesting is that looking back at these shootings many years later, I realize now that my position on gun control developed most drastically not after these tragic events happened. Not after the shootings, not after losing my friends, but after I moved to Germany and I saw that things were different here. The main point here is the power of outside perspectives. I grew up as a standard conservative Christian, and I had a boyish interest in guns and shooter video games and paintball and war movies and drawing M16s when I was supposed to be listening in class. And when the Virginia Tech shooting happened, I was saddened and shocked, of course. But I perceived it as something that, tragic as it is, something that just happens. And I honestly wasn't thinking about gun control at all. 2 years later, when my friends were shot, I was overcome with grief and anger and questions. But one of the topics that was absent from my mind was gun control. And as years passed, I did slowly develop a position that, yeah, gun control is probably a good idea. But the most drastic change occurred for me when I moved to Germany and I had lived here. I saw that shootings are not daily occurrences, that bulletproof backpacks and active shooter drills are things people don't even think about here. And so the longer I lived here, the more I began to see my country through Germany's eyes, which made me realize, well, obviously it's the guns, and meaningful, responsible, and strict gun legislation, like Germany has, would save lives in the US. And to countries like Germany or the UK that this creator mentioned, it's beyond unfathomable to these people. It's beyond horrifying that gun violence in the US continues unabated. It's unbelievable to other countries to think that the leading cause of death amongst children is guns. Now, I do get the point that this creator is trying to make. Non-Americans always think and say,
America is synonymous with guns.
and it's annoying when you hear that all the time, especially when you're abroad, as you are the representative for your country, wherever you are. And having lived in Germany from 2016 to 2020, believe me when I say, I understand the frustration. So here are 3 different kinds of responses to those frustrating moments. You can try some whataboutism, like what about Brexit? What about World War II Germany? They will hate that for obvious reasons, so you could try response number 2 instead. Statistics. So they say they're too afraid to go to the US because of the guns. Foreigners on vacay in the US are most likely not going to be affected by gun violence because most gun deaths are suicides. Most murders are done by people who know or are related to the victim. And mass shootings, as unnecessarily frequent and scary as they are, make up a very small percentage of total gun deaths in the US. So you could point to stats to show that people should be safe when they visit the US, even though that statistically, that argument has not always worked out well for me in the past. Third response is to use these as teaching and learning moments. Maybe they have a very myopic understanding of the US, heavily influenced by media, and you can open their eyes a bit. And maybe their insightful questions and different perspectives can open your eyes a bit too. But of course, it also can be annoying as fuck when you have to explain for the 1000th time how the Electoral College could give Trump the presidency, or how impeachment works, or many other stupid things about your stupid country. But to end with an important platitude, that's life when you live abroad.
Really fighting for my life out here, trying to defend America.
And why would you do that? As a black woman at that, why would you do that? Matter of fact, you know, let's just leave that alone.
Okay guys, so at the end of it all guys, home is home guys. This is my home and I love my home as Africa, and I'm sure there are a lot of Americans who still love America despite what is going on there. So let's just learn to appreciate our spaces, our homes, our countries, our continents. And yeah, that's all I had for you guys in today's video. Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that every time I upload a new video you'll be notified. But please leave your thoughts in the comments section below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.